What's up guys, Josh here. Now as you can tell by the title of this video is not sponsored by Red Bull. Now it's not sponsored by Red Bull. It is just the topic that I am discussing for today's video. As for entertainment and information, as an informative video only, as of the details that are publicly released. So with that, I hope you enjoy today's video. So for those of you who may not know, and what I mean by I'm talking about Red Bull, no, I do not mean the energy drink. I mean the racing company, so to speak. Well, like the racing aspect, I should say. So Red Bull has their own F1 car, RB18. It's not a third-party brand. Now, they have a driver who's very well known for those who pay attention to Red Bull racing, and his name is Max Verstappen. Those who may not know, I don't know too much about him. Max Verstappen is a race car driver for Red Bull. From what I hear, a very good racer. He's won a good amount of races over the years for Red Bull, and he's won a race, in fact, last year against Lewis Hamilton of Mercedes. So Red Bull and Max are working together in order to beat Lewis once again in the World Championship, and hopefully they will, with the right amount of specs in their F1 car, just like they did last year. Verstappen beat Hamilton in the last lap of the final race versus Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. So, what I think it was, I haven't seen a video. I just heard about this topic at the same day of this recording and just, quickly, rushed and just read a few articles real quick and pulled some important details and just try to get as much as I possibly could. That's what I'm working with here, and that's what I got. So final race season, beat Hamilton in the title of the final race season in Abu Dhabi. Not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but Red Bull came up short versus Mercedes in the Constructors' Championship. The head of the team, Christian Horner. So the new Red Bull F1 was launched this past Wednesday. So now, the F1 car that Red Bull released and showed was the concept car. Now, it's not the final draft, so to speak. Like, it's not the final design. It's just basically like what they think it's going to look like. It's kind of like if, let's say, you see a lot of concept cars, but the car could look one way for the show, but it could look different the next time you see it. So what Red Bull is trying to do is they don't want other people copying the design. They don't want people like copying specs and parts that they have for their F1 onto their own F1, so to speak. Like Red Bull doesn't want, Lewis Hamilton's team or other teams getting ideas from Red Bull and trying to come up with things to like get parts and to very likely beat Red Bull, because Red Bull wants to hold the title, and I can't blame them. Everybody wants to hold their own title, and you can't blame them for that. So yeah, one of the Red Bull guys be like, so this is what is actually in our cars. Whoa, 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 whoa. What? You're not supposed to tell them what's in our cars. I wasn't? No. Why not? Because then everybody else gonna know and they gonna beat us. Okay then. Now, the Red Bull advisor, Helmut Marko, said, quote for quote, that the presentation is important for fans and sponsors, but it will not show any special details about the car. That was relating to what I was saying just earlier, how they don't want other teams copying off of them, and I can't blame Red Bull for that. So, hell, if I was competing in a race, I wouldn't want, people copying off of my cars, seeing what kind of parts I had to possibly beat me, So that's what they're doing. Now, the rules were going to change a little earlier, but since the pandemic happened, that was delayed, which means that there is a new generation of cars. And the concept, in essence, is a simplified, striking new race car look, following a drastic aerodynamics overhaul. And there you have it. I'm sure somebody was tempted to do that at some point. Or somebody, they had that thought in there, Maybe not. I'm sure, everybody was probably smart, thinking, no, we can't say what's in those cars. So there are 3 key changes to this car. So the first one is a ground effect floor. What that is, it has 2 long underfloor tunnels which create a ground effect. What that's supposed to do is create more suction under the car to pull it to the tarmac, while also ensuring more of the downforce is generated from under the car. That's how I would say they're trying to get more of the power from, because they're trying to make this F1 as fast as they possibly can, because Red Bull is confident that this F1 is going to be really fast. And I'm sure if it's got wings, then it's going to be fast. I don't know if it's going to be flying, but it's going to be hauling. It can be flying too, so that was a popular concept back from the 1970s and 80s. So you could look more of that online and it will tell you more about it. I am not an expert on F1s, so as of right now at the time of this recording, I'm sure if I talk about enough F1s and I learn more, I would be able to tell you more about them. So the second key change is a simplified front wing and a new, sharper rear wing. So these are not supposed to only come in style, but these new parts on this new F1 have been designed to stop sending airflow outwards. What they're supposed to do is they're supposed to narrow it instead. Like I said, I'm not an expert on F1s. I've never driven an F1, so I couldn't tell you much about it. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comments section, but what I'm gonna guess here is, since the F1 is pretty much like a straight design, it reduces the airflow hitting the vehicle as it's moving. That's what I would say it does. Getting better gas mileage. Not that gas mileage is going to matter because you're racing, and who cares about gas mileage when you're racing? That's a whole other thing. Reducing airflow is supposed to give it better performance overall, so that is a thumbs up on Red Bull's part. The curved rear wing has DRS. I am not sure what that stands for. I should have checked, but I haven't. I apologize for that. It is reported that it's supposed to be less impactful, so I'll have to do more research on that. Anyway, the third key change is the 18-inch tires with wheel winglets. So this is another throwback addition to another F1 a long time ago. So it's supposed to be another throwback addition to another F1 generation from a long time ago. The tires are supposed to be bigger and they're supposed to improve performance overall, basically. They're supposed to improve the handling of the cars, like through the corners and acceleration, braking, the whole 9 yards. The winglets have been added to help direct air away from the rear wing. So these 3 changes are to basically keep as much air away from the car as much as possible. So I assume what Red Bull is trying to do is they're trying to overall get the best performance out of this car as much as they possibly can, because that is also key. It's not just horsepower, torque, and the best brakes and acceleration, so on and so forth. It's also the wing and the air hitting the car, because the air hitting the car can affect gas mileage and performance overall, so it's something that you have to keep in mind. Also, this new RB18 model has been built to F1's overhaul technical regulations for 2022. As a result, will be a significant departure for Verstappen's championship winning RB16 of 2021. Several features, one that I just mentioned, are the bigger tires. Several features are the bigger wheels, Now there's supposed to be, one article said it's supposed to be lower profile tires, so not really too sure how that works, but I guess maybe the look of them might not stand out too much, but I have to get a good look at them. And swept wheels, whatever that means. So these features are going to be common on all the RB18 launch cars across all F1 cars this year. Although at this time, it's not determined when Red Bull is going to stack up against its competitor this year. The team has one of the most successful aerodynamic departments in F1. So what this means is the final product of this is likely to become a reference point for rival teams as they hone their cars under the new rules. So apparently Red Bull is really good at making F1s that are good at not taking too much air abuse while in motion. So that's part of the reason why their F1s overall do very well for what they are. So if other teams find out the new rules for Red Bull somehow, they may do the same for their cars. So Red Bull better do the best they can to make sure no one finds out. So, because the key things are already out there. Other teams are probably be like, okay, what do we got? Alright, other teams are probably like, okay, we got the wheels, we got the winglets. Alright, what other aerodynamic stuff we got? That's what other teams are probably like at the time of this recording, so there you have it. Red Bull may have let the cat out of the bag just a little bit, maybe, with that one. I don't know. Let me know what you think about that. This new Red Bull RB18 will be powered by a Honda engine. From what I saw, another article said that Red Bull makes their own engines. I'm not sure how true that is, but let me know in the comments section if that's true or not, but I'm pretty sure they still use Honda engines. I've heard past when they first started, they had their own, and they took the racing department to Ford, and they worked at Honda for, it's going to be powered by an updated Honda engine that Verstappen used last year to take his title. But the V6 turbo hybrid has been rebadged under the Red Bull powertrain, named after the Honda's department from F1. Red Bull has made an American racing team called Oracle, which is its partner as of this year. And the team is officially known, quote for quote, as Oracle Red Bull Racing. So Red Bull ain't messing around, man. Red Bull's they got into energy drinks and they've gotten to racing too. Let's see how many more things they can get into with all that going on. Now, since they worked with Oracle, the team said they increased the number of simulations they ran 1,000 times to improve the accuracy of predictions of, I'm not really too sure what predictions. I'd probably say like the accuracy of like the specs and everything that they have, like the chances of them winning the races. Anyway, with that, the car is expected to hit the track later this month when all the teams complete their 3 days of running at Barcelona. Now, Barcelona is a track in Montmeló, Catalonia, Spain. It is a 4.675 kilometer in 2.905 mile, because that is like the precise measurement. Racetrack distance. So that is the distance of the entire racetrack. The new car is reported to only be ready shortly before the start of testing there on February 23rd of this year. After that, it will be further developed and receive more updates to see what else it needs. If it needs bigger and better brakes, better engine tuning, and the whole 9 yards. Anything you would think of to make the car better. Better tires, better brakes, you name it. After it goes through all of that, the first test of the season is going to be on March 20th at Bahrain. Bahrain is an international circuit in Bahrain. Not sure if I'm saying that right. Bahrain. So Verstappen is working alongside with Sergio Perez. Sergio Perez is another driver of Red Bull who also drives the F1s, along with Verstappen, who hopes to challenge Verstappen's teammate So they're working together to compete against Lewis Hamilton and his team to win the world championship. So let's see if Red Bull takes the win this year, because they took the win last year. So this is not only supposed to be a new era for the F1, it is also supposed to be Red Bull due to their new title sponsor and the fact that their previous engine suppliers, Honda, had left the sport. So after a new agreement, Red Bull is using the same power units as before. Now in the long run, the teams set up their own powertrains division to build engines themselves, which is what I mentioned. So, it seems like Red Bull imagine Red Bull like having their own like mechanic shops. Imagine like Red Bull like making their own cars, even though like they're making EVs. Imagine like making something like the Hellcat. Imagine if like you see an article, Red Bull's making their own cars. It'd be like cool and hilarious at the same time to see a company that makes energy drinks make their own cars and trucks and SUVs at the same time. So you never know. It'd be kind of funny if like Red Bull saw this video and they got an idea just from me saying that. That would be cool and hilarious at the same time, I think. So let's see if Team Red Bull has what it takes to take down Lewis Hamilton's team and any other teams they face. So there you have it with that. So there's really there's not a tremendous amount of details, but there's just enough details so you understand the gist of what's going on. So I think that pretty much wraps it up with this video. Red Bull's really got a good thing for them going. Hopefully they win and they take the World Cup, they take the trophy, and that is all she wrote at that point for them, and they do the same thing. You never know. Well, anyway, with that, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on post notifications so you do not miss out on one of my informative or other cool videos that I put out. And along with that, I'll see you next time.